So when I brought you into my home, is how you felt? You go out your way to disrespect me.
He wasn't actually working with us yet with Gil's Arena. He was reading comments, and so this was a few years ago. So he was reading.
Oh, this isn't
Yeah,
recent. This isn't
it
recent.
wasn't it wasn't recent. It was pushed to Kenya like it actually was recent.
Straight like that, we back. How everybody doing out there in the world? Hope everybody doing well, doing swell. You did what I'm saying. That's me, myself, and I. Hey, I don't like to complain. So I just keep it to myself, man. We back in the building again. Now, my previous effort, man, everybody is clicking around and it's doing well for my standards. You understand? We was covering this little Kenyon Martin drama, man, when he pulled Sug to the side and had a word or two for Sug. Well, as always, you let time play out. Time will tell a story. And so now we have one Gilbert Arenas who was, awfully quiet during the little sequence of events yesterday. He is here with some, I see, exposing the Kenyon Martin drama on Gil's Arena. And I heard a very small tidbit of this at the beginning of it, and I say, hey, as I always do, let's pause this and let's watch this long, crazy video with my folks. And away we go.
Video itself, where the guy was saying it, he wasn't actually working with us yet with Gil's Arena. He was reading comments, and so this was a few years ago. So he was reading.
Oh, this isn't
Yeah,
recent. This isn't
it
recent.
wasn't it wasn't recent. It was it
Okay.
was
What? Please tell me that he is mistaken, bro. Please tell me that Gilbert Arenas is about to say it was a couple years ago when I thought about the idea for the show or something. Please tell me Gilbert Arenas is not about to tell me or tell us as we watching this crazy video that the comments that a one Sug, red shirt Sug, Knight, made were a couple years prior to him even coming. I know that's not what Gilbert is talking. I know that ain't what he's saying. I know for the sake of 6'9" Kenyon Martin. I know that's not what he about to say, bro.
it was pushed to Kenya like it actually was recent, but
Okay.
it wasn't a recent thing. He wasn't on the staff, and I guess he was like defending me in a sense, and he was reading comments and going off the comments, and then he said that about Kenyon.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
after the fact, he met Kenyon when he came and started working for the company and stuff like that, and him and Kenyon became good. So, the people who held on to it, been, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to get it to Kenyon. And then, I guess since it came, to light, like, oh, we have the video. And then that's when he tried to apologize to Kenyon. So but since Kenyon never seen it, he just thought, oh yeah, well, don't worry about it. Now, he's seeing it, and
Hold on, bro. This is completely retarded at this point. Hold on. So first of all, you have to think. Did the guy even know he was going to start working for Gilbert Arena some years down the road? I feel it was a valiant effort on Suge's part to say, hey, man, I made a comment that we can argue was right and correct. But before it offends Kenyon, because now I'm working with him and I don't want to offend him, I like him. He's a good dude. I don't walk around talking about his stutter actively. I'm going to try to get ahead of the situation and apologize to the God. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth right because it don't even sound right. I'm going to apologize to him, but I get brushed off about comments. Man, Kenyon, bro, this is, oh my God, bro, what is wrong?
you know. So now he thinks, oh yeah, I had you in my house, had you in my family, my kids. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, no, and it was before, and I had to check, because my dad, watches all that down below level content where they down there beefing, doxing each other, recording, they edit to make it look certain ways. So my dad was like, no, I watched that episode because I was like, ooh, wait, whoa, you know, so he was,
check in.
My pop said, hey, no, it was not near. He was this when he was living here.
Yeah. Okay.
I was confused. Like, yeah. You know, when he started saying had a family, we all looking like had a family. I was around the kids. I was around the family. Like, who is he talking about? What we do?
I think, what's that Tyra Banks thing? Raise your hand if you were afraid. I was afraid watching it live. I'm taking notes for the day.
I dropped my.
I said, hold on, what did I do?
Yeah,
I wasn't afraid. I was quite offended for sure, man. You dig what I'm saying? I felt like it was a complete and total mischaracterization of, you know what I'm saying, being upset from the one Kenyon Mar. You dig what I'm saying, man? This is horrible work, bro. This is horrible work. I'm not when he's saying living here. When Gilbert said his dad knew about it. I suspect that Gilbert Arenas knew the context of that video that Kenyon was playing. Whether he let Kenyon know about this prior ahead of time, because I'm sure Kenyon told, but he act like he was just, hey, let me get the flow. Oh, I got a feeling that this was known, bro. Oh, this is bad work, bro. I don't even know how to feel about this. Let us play out a little more.
What'd I do?
Yeah, we was all like, and when you start reading it, everybody's like, oh, it wasn't me. Okay, cool. I mean, you know, at that point, we didn't care what was happening, long as it wasn't us. It's kind of like this side of the room, because I was sitting like, I don't remember saying anything, but you know, who knows? And then he called somebody else in. I'm like, oh shit, is he like gonna like second it? and then it started reading. And I'm like,
you know when I knew things were good.
huh?
I knew things were good because he never stood up. If Kenyon would have stood up, that's when I was gonna be like, oh man, okay, hold on now.
Yeah, you know, I was more afraid then. Like, you calm and just sitting down, like you have no fear, like there's nothing. Like if he, I did it, and then just ran off. You know, he didn't worry about none of that. But you know,
it is what it is.
It's just it's I didn't I haven't talked to George, but I remember when George not when he said it, but when it started coming back up, I'm like, yo, hey? And then I was like, well, you're around King, and now you gotta let him know.
Face that, yeah.
It's one of those things. So he did try.
So like I said, Gil knew about this video far ahead of time, and he spoke to George, Suge Knight, and told him, man, get ahead of the situation. Suge go to try to do that. He's brushed off by Big Guy. Then Big Guy takes an opportunity 2 weeks after he's seen a 3-year-old video. Let's keep all this in proper perspective, and chooses to go about and conduct himself the way he did yesterday. Man, bro, I said and I say it again, you never want to meet your idols.
So he did try to apologize to Kenyon. I guess Kenyon didn't know what he was talking about, so the apology really didn't mean anything, I guess. I can't comment on stuff like that. I can't intervene on things like that, because it's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know your conversations you guys had. I don't know your relationship you guys had. All I can do is, hey, as long as ain't nobody trying to throw no punches, if you got to get it off the
Gilbert wants a Jerry Springer of basketball shows. It's obvious. He got skip around the process. He don't care. This man just sat here and he just told us that he knew about the video, had a conversation with Cuz, but he's like, I don't know what's going on. I can't say nothing. Man, what is happening right now, dog? Oh my God. Oh my God. So even after all of this, so now you couldn't speak to nobody beforehand because you ain't know nothing. But now you know it. Who you gonna talk to? Who you gonna say was in the wrong? with you knowing that this video is 3 years and some change old, bro, and this man is 2 years from 50, bro, and he did this bad the way he did, who you gonna talk to today? Is George fired? I seen the show today, and I don't think KENYON was on it. Is George in there doing his normal 1-2 step? What's going on, bro? We need some answers. You got to talk to somebody. Say something to somebody other than this AI chatbot. I think he is. This AI chatbot that Gilbert is talking to. You know, he got that bread out there in California. You better that new shit. I don't know the inflection from the voice and the distance that it sounds like it is. I'm confused, bro. Is he outside on the beach with a green screen? I don't know. Let's just keep going.
Get it off the chest, got to get it off your chest. And then, when I was driving home, I was thinking, like, did he have to do it on Gil's Arena? And then it's like, well, if this entity did it live, how can I say you can't do it live, no matter the audience? You know what I mean?
I didn't see a problem with that. People thought that there was like, oh, why would he do this on? I'm like, come on now. It makes sense. It makes sense.
You put it like this. I can't say it was wrong. I can't say it was.
AI chatbot said it makes sense. It makes sense for, again, I have to keep reiterating this. It makes sense for Kenyon Martin to call this man out, finger all in his face, chomping him off like he's a 7-year-old for 7 minutes over a video that was 3 years old before they even started working together. And when they started working together, the man reached out to Kenyon and tried to apologize early, and he brushed him off.
I can't say it was right. Like, I'm really on the fence of this. Like, it's like, okay, his was live. Okay, 100 people, right? No one's seen this, right? It's just those guys clipped it and kept it, right? So you could address it on YouTube, could address it, but if you decided to address it here, I can't say, well, hey, that's fucked up. I can't. That's not my place. That's what I said. I can't tell you how to react on something.
Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. If I make a clip about you, and you see it, and then you want to bring it to me, let's not do it while we're doing the recording. Let's do it offline.
Well,
no, chatbot. No, chatbot. Chatbot man just said he had no problem. It was valid the way Kenyon went about it, despite what the people in chat were saying it was wrong. No, it's valid. But then he turned, is this a clone of Gilbert? Then he turns right around and says, if me and you get into a spat online, Gilbert Arenas, my clone number 2 or number 1, I'm not sure what it was. Let's do it off camera. Now, I thought you said it's cool to go on camera with it. You heard Gilbert Arenas say, what Sug did was in front of 100 nobodies that never seen not nothing. You dig what I'm saying? My show is in the front of 100,000, 200,000. But I still can't draw no delineation between them. The name of the show is the Gilbert Arenas Show, but I can't make head no tails. Shit.
Between that is motherfucker, you get to edit. That's the difference. You get to edit out, so you ain't really got to worry about it.
I'll leave it in. Fuck it.
Fuck it, I'll leave it in. Put my chest up.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know what it is? I don't know if it got clipped out.
It did, but by the time it happened,
well, then it's dumb. It's worthless to us now, in the sense of this. What happened was real. It was a real thing. Real emotions, right? Real reactions. Why would you?
Real lame. Real sucker. Real sucker for love.
We dealing facts, straight like that.
Sure. You put real on a couple of things. That don't make it solid, cuz. Man, what are we doing, bro? Real emotion. Nigga, this ain't the goddamn real. I thought you finna go to a promo for This Is the Real World, season 57. You feel what I'm saying? Us 5, me shot. Brandon, Josiah, nigga, what these boys is funny as hell, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. my nigga. I never knew these niggas was this funny, man. Damn.
Take it off of our platform from us getting 600,000-700,000 views, and everybody else is gonna get it. Right, so now we're editing true feelings.
Yeah.
Right, one man felt hurt, the other man is feeling. I'm sorry, I tried. You know, even though you didn't see it, I still tried to make it right. Something I did when I wasn't here. I didn't know you. We've never met. Right, I judged you. I made fun of you, and then when I got to know you, like, oh hell, shit. You know, this is a good dude. You know. I'm trying to make it right. So, that's real. That's a real situation.
And for what it's worth, I think it now looks worse than I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if he's gonna be there tomorrow or not. He probably will be, but it looks worse than what it would be now, simply due to the fact that 10 seconds after the show finished, it was cut out. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. What's the weather like over there?
It was hot. It was hot. Woo!
Bro, this is so crazy, my nigga. This is so wild. Man, he owed Kenyon. First of all, bro. I mean, come on. Did he? Okay. Let's break this down just in a couple of little tidbits that it is. First and foremost, let's ask the audience. Do you feel that Kenyon Martin, in and of himself, is enough to carry Gilbert's Arena or any other show? That would be your first question. My answer to that would be no. Okay? So, the fact that in responding to that comment, that statement, this guy says he can't even finish a sentence. Sure, it was a low blow. But in the midst of joking, we core Holcomb today. Well, we was just jokes. We was telling jokes. It was a funny statement in the time in front of 100 people. No one had no big uproar about it. We didn't hear no mess. The George is still working there 3 years later, correct? All right. He didn't know that Kenyon was going to start to join the show. But when he did, rather than have Kenyon run across something that is clipped and sent to him, just like what happened, he go to holler at him at the behest of Gilbert Arenas that already knew about this and hired the guy, had him around, brought Kenyon into the show knowing that this material's out there, all this. He go to apologize to this man. This man brush him off and then bring it up. Well, I don't even understand the timeline, bro, but Gilbert and them say I don't know what to say, man. You can't tell a person how to react. And, it's just a man and the emotions. And come on, bro. I cannot believe Kenyon Martin did that, knowing this footage was that old and knowing that the man had already tried to dress it. I just can't even, it doesn't even make sense, bro. You know what I mean? I know what it is about these basketball players in these shows, man, but we got Kenyon's response coming up here in a minute, man. So until then, we're straight like that. I'm out.